Welcome back to CinemaScope, where we discuss everything that has to do with films. Either that's movie news, newest trailers, or reviews for classic films or TV shows.
Yeah, today's pretty hype. We are going to be discussing two somewhat big movie news right now in the Hollywood sphere, just because right now it's the holidays, not a lot of stuff has dropped. But the two things we're going to be discussing are... we finally know what the next film by the legend Christopher Nolan is going to be. And once again, another delay on The Batman Part 2. Or is it even going to be called Part 2? First up, we're going to be discussing Christopher Nolan's next film, which is going to be an adaptation of the Greek mythology, the Odyssey.
Homer's The Odyssey is a classic epic poem about Odysseus, a hero trying to return home to Ithaca after the Trojan War. His journey is filled with challenges, battling mythical creatures like the Cyclops, resisting the Sirens, navigating deadly monsters like the Scylla and Charybdis, and enduring years stranded on Calypso's island. Meanwhile, back home, his wife Penelope fends off suitors waiting for his return.
Yeah, so that's going to be Christopher Nolan's next film, which is coming out July 11th, 2026 from Universal Pictures, his second film away from Warner Brothers. That's pretty exciting. So far for the casting, what's been confirmed are the actors Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Zendaya, which is like, she's everywhere, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o, and Charlize Theron. How excited are you for this film?
Extremely excited, just because it's all about Greek mythology.
Yeah, we're big Greek mythology fans.
Yes, you should have seen our living room. We were all about Greek mythology, so we love it. And so I'm very excited about that. I really am hoping that he is going to be more about mythological. He's going to go that route, just because there's so many rumors right now. Is he going to be mythological? Is he going to go that route? Or is he going to be more grounded? I've never really seen him. I've always seen him done more grounded stuff, so I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, this one seems pretty hyped, and this seems kind of out of like Christopher Nolan's kind of like his range. Most of his films are typically somewhat based in reality, even though his films have been like extraordinary, like Interstellar, Inception, Tenet, but in all of those films, there is still a, base of reality, like with Interstellar, that was still based upon like physics and science and like quantum mechanics and all that stuff. But with this one, I really hope Christopher Nolan kind of goes out of his comfort zone a bit and actually embraces the mythology of this tale, because this has Cyclops, this has Sirens, this has like some crazy shit. And I really hope he dives into it. And with Christopher Nolan, he's going to be more practical effects. So I'm really excited to see what the set is going to look like, because he's going to build an entire like set of like the old world of the ancient Greece. So I'm actually very excited about this. And from what I read as well, they're going to be doing some type of new technology as well.
Like new IMAX film technology?
Yeah, which is insane, which is like every time Christopher Nolan comes out with a film, he always does something new with IMAX. So with this, I have no idea what he's going to do. I'm very excited. The cast, to be honest, it's not blowing me away, just because a lot of these actors and actresses that are going to be in this film, he's already worked with. So it is kind of cool. The acting and the script is going to be amazing. I just really hope he does dive more into the mythological aspect of it. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and we just know that it's going to be beautiful for sure, because it's Christopher Nolan. It's always going to be magical and beautiful on screen. So.
Yeah. From what we know about the synopsis, which not a lot of details have been released, it's going to be Odysseus's 10-year journey back from the Trojan War. So, I'm really excited about that. And again, I'm not trying to put any doubt in Christopher Nolan. I really hope he does go more into the actual Greek mythology of this, and this isn't kind of like a modern day tale of the Odyssey, but after his last couple films, Christopher Nolan can literally write his own check. And with Universal Pictures, now that he's left Warner Brothers, he has creative control. So, I'm extremely excited for this. I guess we'll see like how it's going to be. And, I can't wait for the first trailer to drop. And it's Christopher Nolan. Every time he drops a film, it's going to be a big event.
Exactly. And you'll have to see it in theaters because that's how he always makes it.
All right, on to the big news, which is I'm extremely disappointed about this one, but I'm also excited about this if they're going to do this right. But once again, The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, written and directed by Matt Reeves, is going to be delayed a whole entire year, which originally was supposed to come out, I believe, March of either last year or this year. But again, it was pushed back a year from that date. So now it's being pushed back even further. So now from the first Batman Part 1, which came out in 2022, it's going to be about a 5-year wait. The new release date for the Batman Part 2 is October 1st, 2027. The release date of the Batman Part 2 is going to be October 1st, 2027. Wow, so another whole year that we have to wait. 5 years.
I know.
5 years. Before we jump in, what was your thoughts on The Batman?
Well, I really liked it. Like, Robert Pattinson was just such a great actor in it. It's like, oh my God. I've always really loved him, and I'm so happy that he's finally gotten a chance to be in a big film that is hopefully like trying to get him out of being the Twilight boy.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that he's finally given a chance to do this. And I love everything that he, how he acted in The Batman. And I love the world that Matt Reeves has built in it. And it's just more grounded and it's more believable, and I'm just so excited for it. And now with this one, with the delay, it's just a little like sad.
It's sad, but with Matt Reeves, who's like, honestly, he is becoming one of my favorite directors and the writers, because he wrote and directed, I'm not sure if he wrote, but I know for sure he directed 2 of my favorite Planet of the Apes films, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. Phenomenal films. And with Matt Reeves, like, he is a very prestigious director, producer, and a writer. So if this is his way of making sure that the script is perfect and that the movie is done right, and I'm all for it. Man, 5 years to wait for this film. I'm not sure if the hype will die down. I guess we'll see when the first trailer comes out. I'm pretty sure the hype will just like explode
Go
again.
back again.
But what does this mean for like the DCU, like the future of the Batman? Is this still going to take place as like the Elseworld line? Or, I mean, there are some rumors that, and this is just a whole bunch of rumors and, fanboys theorizing, but like, is the delay because somehow James Gunn is trying to get Matt Reeves to write and put Batman or the Batman into the DCU?
Well, I mean, he is like, he is heavily involved into a lot of Batman right now. Like, he's gonna be, he is already like an executive producer of like The Penguin, and he's also producing the new film that they announced, the Clayface.
Yeah, which is weird. That's part of James Gunn's DCU, but it's like, that to me is very odd. Like, he is only producing it, and it's going to be directed by Mike Flanagan, and it's going to be a horror-based film. But like, why is Matt Reeves focusing his attention on that when the fans have just been like aching for the Batman Part 2? Okay,
I would love for them to put like, the Batman Part 2, like the Batman universe into DCU, just because I really don't think and believe that the movie going audience are gonna understand that this is like Elseworld and this is DCU.
Yeah.
I just don't think they will understand that, but I do believe that this is still gonna be Elseworld, just because, just because like it took him also 5 years to make the Batman. Yeah. Like he was announced that he's gonna be directing it in 2017, and then the Batman came out in 2022. And then same as this one. He's just very particular. He's also involved heavily on a lot of Batman, Batman stuff right now in DCU. But I do think that he's just gonna be heavily involved in the Batman universe. Like, either that is either that's part of the DCU or either that's part of the Elseworld. I think James Gunn has full trust in him to be heavily involved like in that world, just because James Gunn can't do it all. Like, he's only one man. He can't just look after everything. And so I think he is looking like a right-hand man of James Gunn right now when it comes to creative control.
I never thought of that, because kind of James Gunn was Kevin Feige's right-hand man, and look where that led him. But I guess the question is, which is gonna come first? Matt Reeves's The Batman or Batman Brave and the Bold, which is that directed by Andy Muschietti, the guy that did The Flash? Yeah, I think it is. And from what I read as well online, he was saying that we're gonna have to wait a long time for Batman Brave and the Bold to even be like considered into like pre-production. Like there is no script, there's no actors, there's nothing. So I'm not really sure. I think this is the first time in a long time if The Batman Part 2 and Batman Brave and the Bold, if they come out around the same time or a few years, that's like the first time that there's been 2 live action Batmans like in a cinematic world. I don't know if that's healthy for DCU. Yeah. Because there's always going to be a comparison. I mean, just look at the last Superman trailer. We loved it, and if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. But people are already comparing that to the Henry Cavill version. So there's always going to be a comparison. There's always going to be sides. And to be honest, like even though we like follow the movie news and we're kind of like in the know when it comes to like these type of universes and like what the movie business is doing, a lot of the general population, which makes up majority of the box office, I really feel that they're going to be confused. And like why I kind of believe that is because I asked a few people about if they've seen the new Superman trailer, and a few of them did say yes. I mean, a lot of them weren't even aware that a new Superman film was even going to happen, let alone that this is a newer version of Superman. They just thought this was still in the DC EU, which and they thought that Henry Cavill was just being recasted. So to have 2 Batman live action films coming out around the same time or within even 5 years, I do think the general audience will be somewhat confused. I don't think it's going to hurt the box office, but it's going to hurt one franchise or the other because some people will pick sides. And I really believe that Robert Pattinson, he changed the game for live action Batman. Because when I think of Batman, I'm a huge Batman fan. To me, Kevin Conroy will always be the GOAT, along with Michael Keaton and Christian Bale and Ben Affleck. But Robert Pattinson, the Batman, was such a beautiful, dark, noir take on Batman as a character. And there's so much of this world to really discover and to really flesh out that to me, it is somewhat weird because you're going to have the Reeves universe, and then you're going to have the Brave and the Bold. And if they're not going to somehow weave Robert Pattinson's into the DCU, I don't know if the audiences will like the Brave and the Bold version, which is going to be a bit more fantasy, which is going to be in a world of, Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman. I think more people like Batman when he's grounded in reality. Not that Batman and, his storylines are always based solely in reality because, a lot of his villains do have some type of supernatural prowess, but there is a sense of realism. I can't see Robert Pattinson's version of Batman being in like the Justice League, fighting alongside the Flash and Aquaman and Green Lantern. It would not look right. It's like having Christian Bale's version of Batman in a Justice League film. And that's why when the Justice League did come out, whether you love it or you hate it, Ben Affleck did fit in that world. So I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why it's taking so long. Apparently Matt Reeves is still writing the script. And they are apparently going into production in The Batman Part 2 late summer or the end of summer. So, I mean, it is going to come out eventually, but I'm not sure what the holdup is.
I do think it is just because Matt Reeves is just, very particular on his script. And he's just really busy. He has Clayface, the Penguins, he has like a lot of projects on his hands. And I think like James Gunn is just putting a lot on him when it comes to basically the Batman franchise right now. But I am just very concerned about having the Batman and Batman Brave and the Bold. I just don't think the general audience will know. Just because I talk to people as well about it, just because I'm so hyped for Superman and I wanted to ask them about their thoughts. They don't even have any idea about Henry Cavill, what is going on, about, David Cornswet. They don't know what's happening. They just think oh, it's a new movie. It's is it Henry Cavill? No, it's not. Oh, he got recasted? It's what's happening? It's they have no idea. I think they're just thinking oh, it's just a new movie. But to have two Batman, I don't know. I do think the Batman will still be in Elseworld just because I really cannot see him in DCU being so magical, you know. He is such a grounded character, and I think they established him really well, and it would just be so weird to put him to DCU. But I just don't know how good it's gonna come out. Like, I just don't know how well the audience will take it. So yeah,
I guess we'll see in 2027. Not even early 2027, October 1st 2027. But we'll definitely be following the news for this. We'll definitely do some updates on like the Batman and, you know, where the DCU is going. But yeah, anyways, let us know your guys' thoughts down below on, you know, the Christopher Nolan upcoming film and the Batman Part 2 being delayed. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I guess we'll see you in the next video.
See you.